Hey Tarosphere, it's Holly from Cape Cod Creatures. So I am just popping out the chat and all that good stuff. I am here tonight because I've got some exciting news. The tarot planner samples are in. So these are the print proofs from the printer to kind of go over and take a look at what the planner is actually going to, oh my God, my hair is like really awful. To take a look and see what the planner is going to look like in real life and take care of it. You know what? It's just going to hang out there, I guess. See what the planner is going to look like in real life, see if there's any problems in printing, see how big it's going to be, and to kind of, it's my last chance to tweak. Let me see who is on. Hi girls, how are you? So we've got Amethyst and we've got Christina. Hey ladies, here with Tarot Planner. I'm really excited. I'm about to show everyone. I was gonna do a live unboxing, but I'm really impatient and I'm really terrible at waiting for that kind of stuff. So I actually opened the planner at work. I'm glad I did because there are some issues. We'll go over them in this video tonight. That I need to firm up. I need to finalize some stuff with the printer. Some stuff I really love, some stuff I'm not that happy with. So yeah, so where will I be selling it? So Christina, I will be selling it. I'll be doing a Kickstarter. So while unfortunately I don't have, you know, like I'm going to be using it as a pre-order platform. So while the copy that I have here isn't perfect, it will be good enough for prototype / product photos. So we'll post all that good stuff once I've got the Kickstarter up and running and I film a video for that and all that good stuff. You'll see all that roll out. But in the meantime, I thought I'd do a super unprofessional in my messy craft room. Oh, look, there's little, I thought I'd do a little sneaky peek of what the proof looks like and all that good stuff. So let's see, how many people do we have here so far? So we've got 6 people watching now. So I guess without further ado, we'll go ahead and we'll dive right in. So I ordered 3 sample copies, all of them a little bit different, just to see how, like just to see what our options were. So this is the first one that I've said no to. So this is the first tarot, the first tarot planner sample. I thought I'd see what the logo would look like on the bottom right hand corner, and I don't like it. I also thought I would take a peek at a dark blue cover. I'm not a fan. And one thing that I fought with the printer about was these huge ass borders in this planner. Oh my God, look at all this room up here and look at all this room on the sides. So they did these samples for me first, and I was told there would be 5mm page borders, and these are well over a centimeter in this one. So me and the printer had a little bit of a fight about it. That this is hard for you to see, but this is actually bullet journal pages, very, very tiny and very, very faint dots. So they're still there, but you can bullet journal without them being all like up in your face. So this was the first one I said no to, but upon counting, all the page numbers are like, all the pages are in order. They're all where they need to be. It's the 120 GSM paper. It's the flexible cover. I was hoping for a little bit of a nicer finish on the edges. I don't know if you can see the finish on this edge, but it's a little rough cut. So I'm going to talk to them to see what we can do about rounding those out when they cut it, maybe with some sort of heat source or something. They're not going to be able to do the folded in. Hi, Tar Apple, how are you? We're not going to be able to do the folded in pages like the way the binding process works. I thought they'd be able to fold this in a little bit and then glue the paper down, but that's not how it works. And upon examining some of my other planners, all the ones that have that kind of edge have a hard bound cover. Like it's not a flexible cover. I wanted this to be as bendy as possible for you guys, so that way it could wrap around and ride around and kind of bounce around in your bags with, like, you know, if you needed to jam it in there, you could. So that was really inappropriate. So this one was the first one that got nixed. This is the blue cover with like the logo on the bottom. So no, not such a huge fan of this one, but we will be doing a giveaway for this one. I'm not exactly sure when. It will probably be during the process of the Kickstarter as some sort of a social media push. So this one will be an early send out giveaway. And then we have the second one, which was this bad Larry. Yay! This is a non-textured leather. It's actually got a really faint grain to it, but it is in the black, and this is with the logo in the center. I like it a little bit more than I like the logo on the little corner. This is one of the planners, though, that also had the insane, you know what, it's super easier to see on these pages, the insane borders on the top. Like, look at all that extra space, and look at all this extra space in the edge. Just didn't like it. I said absolutely not. Again, I was told 5mm page margins and borders, and this is like, some of these are well over 1 centimeter of space. This is not how I designed the planner, and I got into a big huge fight with them and eventually I won. So we will be the last one that I will show you does have the bigger margins. And then the page order in this one, all the pages are in the correct order. All the spreads are in the correct order. I will actually be sneak peeking the 4 guest spreads in this video, so that will be fun for you guys to see. One of the features of this planner is the pocket on the back cover. So this is an accordion style pocket, and then this is a feature that I'm going to have to iron out. This is why you order print proofs, because you need to get this, you need to get like the final sample for your planner in hand before agreeing to anything. I do not like how little space this pocket has. The edge of, oh goodness, what are these called? The edge of the gusset, this is only about 1 inch worth of space. That needs to fold out more. I need that to be 1.5 inches, 2 inches, so that way you guys can have room. To shove so much crap in this pocket. Also, I want to talk to them about maybe using a nicer material for this paper pocket. Other planners that I have, this is, I can tell just by the texture, this is 120 GSM paper folded over. I'm going to see if I can get a heavier art paper for the pocket, maybe like a 140 GSM or some sort of, not cardstock, but some sort of like tougher cover paper, just so it's a little more durable. But otherwise, the pocket I like the black fabric gusset on that. It kind of pops out nicely from the rest of the, like it matches the black cover. It's a nice little pop of, like, you know, different, like it's contrasting. Oh my God, contrasting. You guys, it's been such a long day, but anyway, it's a nice contrasting pop of color. The other thing that I'm really excited about is these 3 satin ribbons. I mean, they're cute. They're long enough. They're heat sealed. I was kind of worried about that. I think I want them to be a little bit thicker. They just strike me as kind of really thin. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Do you prefer a thin ribbon or a thicker ribbon for your bookmarks? And there are 3 of them here, just in case. I don't know. I know some people like to, also when we dive into the planner design with the final sample, I had 3 put in there because I'd like you to be able to, so thicker. Okay. I want you guys to be able to mark off pages and spreads. So there's some bullet journaling stuff there's some bullet journaling pages in here for custom page design for you guys. And I want you to be able to reference it quickly, as well as reference the week that you're on, and then, you know, either a spread or a month, whatever it is that you want to reference. I want you to be able to get there quickly. And 1 bookmark is great, but 3 bookmarks is better. I was also thinking about making the bookmarks 3 different colors, but I think I'm just going to leave them black for now. Because I have an idea for future editions, if that makes any. I have an idea for future editions about bookmark color, but I think for the Kickstarter edition of this planner, I think classic black and white is the way to go. So this was the second one that I said nay to. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was this really sad elastic ribbon. When I asked for an elastic band, the planner that they sent me was a small size planner for the factory samples, and this thing is a beast. This planner is super thick. It's about twice the size of a passion planner, and it needs a thicker elastic. Like, this thing is like, I couldn't even tie my hair back with that. Like, let's be serious. So we will be making sure that this rubber band, like this elastic band here, is a little bit thicker and a little bit nicer for you guys. I think I want it at least twice as wide. So maybe a little bit thicker ribbon, or maybe I'll leave the ribbons thin. I don't know. I kind of like the thin ribbons. Maybe we'll see how much thicker we can get. I'll take a look at my other planners and see which ribbons are better. But this is garbage. This is garbage right here. I have underwear with better elastic in it. So this lovely planner is the second one that I said nay to. I like this leather, but it still wasn't quite there. It wasn't quite where I wanted. But I did want to see how it would look with without a grain. And it just, it's kind of hard to tell from here, but like there's fingerprints and stuff on it. It just doesn't hide the blemishes well anyway. So that is the second one. And we will eventually be doing a early release giveaway with this one as well. So there will be 2 that we will be doing giveaways with. So that'll be exciting. Again, probably not until a little bit past the launch of the Kickstarter. And that will help drive, like, hey, share this and get a chance to win an early copy, like, sent to you right away. So that'll be that. And then finally, this, I think we hit a little bit more on the money. So one thing that I wanted to do, I know it's hard for you guys to tell, but this leather has a bit more of a grain to it. Not too much. It's still a very fine grain leather, but it hides fingerprints. I've been manhandling this thing all day, and it is like in between dog grooms. I ate some ham earlier. Let's be real. Real talk right now. I'm a messy eater, and why would I wash my hands in between handling the prototype for my very fancy product? Because why would I do that? Because that would be the right thing to do, and I'm lazy. So anyway, I've been manhandling this thing all day. Oh, there's a little blemish right there, but otherwise it's hiding fingerprints and stuff really well. And I know it's hard to tell from here, but it's actually a really nice leather. The embossing looks really good on it, or the debossing, I should say. It picks up a lot of fine detail that the other 2 leathers didn't really capture, but without being like, I don't know, it's not too like in there. It's almost like debossed but raised a little bit. It's kind of really hard to show, and my camera is not that amazing as far as showing this product is concerned. So this is where product photos are going to be really important. And also, I have to wash it before I take pictures of it because ham. Again, the elastic is really kind of, it's thin. I don't like this elastic, but we'll change this. So I'm not that worried about it on this one. But the most important part of this is the margins are the right size. Look at how much better that is. Like they're up where they need to be. The actual content of the planner is that much larger to give you, oh, I just dropped like my notes for it, to give you that much more room. So excited. You guys have no idea. I am borderline speechless about this planner. All right, so yeah, I mean, just, I do have to talk to them though, about why. I think, so here's the thing, when we fought about the other 2 samples, I asked for a 3rd sample. And I think they just kind of slapsticked this one together because there are some huge issues in this sample, in the sample of this planner. I can't figure out what side to go on to show you guys. First of all, I don't know if you guys can see, that sewing is a little rough. It is not that bad in the other planners. It is like the other 2, the sewing is really nice. Like the sewn binding is like, you can barely tell the stitches are there. And there are a few pages in here with like loose thread. One of the other problems, because of, again, the way that book construction is, some of the borders are really inconsistent. Like when they glued in, so I don't know if you can see, but they glued in, when they sew and glue in some of the, why can't I think, when they sew and glue in the signatures of the book, an hourly chart on the sides. What page are we referring to? Hold on, the weekly page. So this is your, all right, so I'm going to use the other planners to show you some of the other things. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, so the sewing in this is really rough, like really, really rough. I have to talk to them about that. But in the other planners, like I said, it's much nicer. I wonder why this looks like such garbage. I have to talk to them about that. All right, so see, I'm glad we're going through this. We're going through it together. So the borders are a little inconsistent in the planner is what I'm trying to say. They're not super inconsistent, but I know our beloved community. I know how we feel about borderless things and borders and inconsistent borders. Because of the nature of the size of the planner, the paper that I'm using, and the border size that I want, the thing is, the borders are going to be a smidge inconsistent. That being said, none of the page content has been cut off. So sometimes, especially where the signatures of the book have to be glued in, this part right here is going to be a little closer together than on some other pages. And then these borders on the side, sometimes they're a little bit smaller or bigger depending on the way that the paper has been cut and what part of the fold the book, the page is in. But otherwise, like I said, none of the page content's been cut off. This way you guys get the maximum amount of space for the actual planning areas, as opposed to smaller planning areas with larger borders that are a smidge more consistent, but they're not really that much more consistent. This way, like, I feel like this stuff is the most important, not this or the little space in between. But this gets you the maximum amount of space, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So unfortunately, that was a little thing that I had to trade off in, that was the big girl business decision for this planner was, do you want bigger margins, or do you want consistent margins, or do you want bigger planning areas? And I chose the bigger, like, page content than 100% consistent borders. That being said, it's not bad. And you can only really tell if you decide to like do like a back and forth flip through and like really super duper scrutinize. So, but I know our beloved community, and I do that all the time to decks. that being said, I am trying to get you the most planner for your money. And this beast, I think, is going to retail for no more than the most I can see it going for is $39.99, and it's designed to take the place of 3 books in your bag. So as opposed to a daily pull journal and a weekly planner and a bullet journal, like you can not carry 3, you can just carry the 1. That sounds like math. All right. So anyway, more importantly, we are going to talk about content right now. So yeah, this is a heavy book too. So, oh my God, thank you. So Fool on a Journey just complimented my eye makeup. And I would say thank you, Fool on a Journey. You should have seen it when I did it this morning. There's actually crap tons of fallout all over my face. And I'm kind of glad that my camera's not really that good about being in focus right now. So yay, cinema magic. Oh my God. But anyway. Okay, so the content of the planner. Oh, that's the other thing. The big cup of tea that comes with this. The pages in this motherfucker, the one with the right border. Oh my God, I just said the mother effer word. So the pages in this are not in the correct order. Like the one sample that I was just like, my shining golden beautiful sun, my beautiful planner baby creation with the correct border size. I'm so excited to have. What the hell? The pages are out of order. This whole court's out of order. Some of the months have 6 weeks. Some of the months have 4 weeks. Jillian's spread isn't even on the right page. It's just it's not interspersed correctly. I think because when I threw my major conniption, I was like, those borders are the crappiest borders I've ever seen, and I demand that you print me a new blah 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 blah. So they rushed this one, which is why I think it looks like garbage as far as the sewing is concerned. And as far as the page order, I think they just rushed it to get it out to me. See where these bookmarks are? And see where the bookmarks are in this one? All right, so let me move these up a little bit because this is where the guest spreads are, with the exception of E and Z and is at the back of the book. But I had 4 creators create quarterly spreads. So they're spread out evenly throughout the planner. So that way you can kind of be like, oh, look, 3 months down, here's a magical spread to reward me for my consistency journey. Or you can use them whenever you want. They're not quarterly. They're not like quarter of the year specific, but it's just kind of like something fun. So this is my planner with the correct borders. These bookmarks represent where the quarterly spreads are. These are correct. These are not. Like, I'm so angry about that. But I'm just going to kill them with kindness and be like, hey, listen, the other 2 books that you made me are great. But 33% of the samples, because technically 1/3, I got sent 3 samples. So 1/3 of the samples that you sent me is really terrible. And I want to make sure that that's not going to be a thing when I order these books, because if I order 1,000 books and 1/3 of them is horrible, what the hell? Like, I can't do anything with that. I can't make money with that. I can't fulfill orders with that. I can't do anything with that. So I'm gonna have to I feel like this is dragging on a little bit, you guys. I'm sorry if this is taking long. But when I'm tired, it takes me longer to explain things. I am really bad first thing in the morning and last thing at night. And it is almost my bedtime, my old lady bedtime. But anyway, okay. Oh, you know what? I have had Top Chat on. Hang on. I'm going to change this. Live chat. Am I seeing everybody's messages? I think I'm seeing everybody's messages. I'm not exactly sure. So if I missed your message, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss it. I just am bad at the internet. So, all right. So probably the thing that you're all tuning in for is the meat of the planner. So we're going to use one of the big border ones. They have been, so the printer is, they have been okay. So here's the thing. The printer I'm using is in China because that is the only place that I could, one, find that provides all the features of the planner that I wanted to give you guys, and two, can do it at a price that makes it affordable for everyone. So there is a communication disconnect there. And the woman that I have been working with, first of all, she's not like a higher up. She's a lower man on the totem pole. She's customer service. So she has to check back and forth with things, and oftentimes there are miscommunications between her and her managers. So that's been really frustrating anyway. It's just kind of like when you want a discount from Comcast and you have to go through and the person won't let you talk to the managers, but we'll keep checking with the managers and they keep putting you on hold. So that's really frustrating. And then the other thing that really drives me crazy, and it's not her fault because I'm sure she knows one comforting phrase in English, she keeps saying, we can, XYZ, don't worry. And then we'll send it to you, don't worry, and this will be fine, don't worry, and don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. And I'm just like, the more you say that, the more I worry. Oh, stop it. Oh my God. So I know it's kind of a silly thing to not worry about, but I'm worried about it. She keeps telling me to not worry, and I can't not worry. But anyway. All right. So otherwise, the communication has been pretty decent. The printing package that they put together for me, for samples, was the most professional out of all the planners, out of all the printers that I'd gotten in contact with. And like I said, more importantly, it's a price everyone can afford. I didn't want to put out a book that was $80 or $60. I wanted to put out a book that was affordable for everyone. It's within reach. If you wanted it, you can have it. So, I mean, I wanted to go with a printer in the States. The books were going to be twice the price. There was another printer I was looking at from Turkey in the European Union, and they were going to be 1.5 times the price. So that would have been $60. And I'm I hate to say it, but including the shipping, from the freight from China to my doorstep, these planners will retail for $40. I'm going to figure out shipping. We'll do shipping after the Kickstarter. So I'm going to be one of those jerks that does shipping's not included in the price of this Kickstarter. When you fill out your, hi Tiger's Abyss, how are you? Well, I should say Zach. So hi Zach. So I always refer to everybody in my chat by their screen name because just safety and privacy. And sometimes I don't want to, I know you're okay with your name out there, but I just always default to that just because you never know. But anyway, yes. So I'm going to be one of those jerks that does shipping post Kickstarter. And here's my reason for it. I want the planner to be able to go out to as many people as possible. And shipping rates, you get better deals when you, when you, one, sell more, and two, are shipping more. If you get commercial rates, the more you ship, the better the shipping price is. I also want to charge an accurate shipping rate. So I don't want to just be hey, somebody from California is going to pay the same price as somebody in New Jersey is going to pay, whatever. I want to charge everyone accurate shipping. I don't want to overcharge. I don't want to undercharge. I don't want to, I want it to just be accurate. Also, if enough planners sell at the price that I need them to sell at, I can look at doing discounted shipping, which isn't a promise. I'm just saying if I sell enough, I can look at discounting shipping rates. I can also look at opening up shipping overseas at possibly a discounted rate. So again, it's going to depend on how many I sell. So I have a whole budget and a margin and all that stuff that I need to sell in order to make the numbers work for that kind of a thing. But I want everybody to, you know, I need the numbers to work, but I want people to be able to get this for the least amount of money that they possibly can. So anyway, shipping will be after Kickstarter. Besides, if you include shipping in your Kickstarter goal, like I don't think shipping should count towards your Kickstarter goal, because that's stupid. Like I just want the planners to sell, and then shipping will count after, and I'll figure out a way to bill shipping so that way Kickstarter doesn't take a chunk of the shipping money. Like, and then shipping is part of the, like if people pay enough shipping, like it's part of your funding goal, like that messes the numbers up, and it's like insane. And they have like this whole calculator set up. But anyway, all right. USPS priority is shipping includes tracking. It's the same anywhere in the States. Yeah, but here's the thing, Amethyst, the more that so here's the thing. I could quote everybody shipping on 500 planners, right? But if I sell 200, I don't get a discount on the priority shipping. And if I'm shipping out 500 pieces, I get a not a huge discount, but a small discount on priority mail pieces. And then if I ship like 1,000, you get a corporate rate for priority mail shipping. Like as long as you're pre-sorting your mail, so you can get pretty decent discounts for shipping as long as you're sending enough pieces. So I don't want to charge people for like the shipping rate for if I only sell 200, if I sell 1,000 planners, when everybody could just get better shipping. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't want to charge shipping until I know exactly what kind of a rate I'm going to be able to get. And especially if it's better, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So I just want to make sure that I don't want to charge somebody $10 for shipping when I could have only charged them $6. I know it's only a couple of bucks, Darcy, but it would just, a couple of bucks adds up. Like, you know, a couple of bucks adds up. I just want to make sure that everybody, like I'm not the world's best business person, because stuff like that really weighs on my conscience. So I know, nobody will freak on you, but those are famous last words, aren't they? So I just want to make sure that, you know, the right shipping is charged. That's all. And also, I don't feel like giving Kickstarter 5 to 10% of my shipping costs. Just don't feel like it. I don't know why, but just don't. So we'll figure out a way to do the shipping together. But anyway. All right. So this is the title page for the planner. Kept it nice and clean. I know a lot of people like to litter up their title pages and whatnot with like, find us on Instagram and blah, 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 blah. And while that might be amazing marketing, I want you to be able to doodle here. This is your planner. It's your world. You create what you want, Bob Ross. So you've got plenty of room to doodle here. There is a little bit of information. You have to put the copyright and all that good stuff, and a website, so that way if you wanted to connect on the internet, you'll be able to get there. But I'm also not a huge fan of, if this planner is lost, please return it to my address. Here's all the times when I'm not home, so come and steal my shit, random person who found my planner, because that's safe. But I am a fan of putting your name here, because if you lose it, if you think about it, you're gonna lose it at the office. You're gonna lose it at school. Somebody will be able to find you. And then, I mean, if you lose it on the subway, do you really want some rando on the subway being like, ho ho, Holly's not gonna be home between the hours of yada yada and yada yada, and look here, she's getting an Amazon delivery. So we're not a big fan of doing that, but I am a big fan of like, hey, this is such and such's planner. So if somebody who is hanging around you, they'll be able to get it to you, but they also won't know where you live. So yay. Then there's a start date and an end date. I put this here because this planner is dateless, like the vast majority of my 20s. So you'll be able to put down, it's an undated planner. So you'll be able to put down the date that you start the planner. And then I like an end date. So that way, if you're looking for if you're an archivist, if you're somebody who saves your planners and you want to be like, I wonder what I was doing Christmas of yada, yada. You can look it up and know that, hey, this planner ended on this date. So I don't need to look in this because I need the next planner or the planner like after that one even. So start and end date for quick reference. And then here's a place to set an intention, because we're a mystical community. And I don't know why I started at that. I am so tired. But yes, we're a mystical community and a magical community and a community that just loves our affirmations and intentions. So write one for this planner, yo. Here's space for it. And then that way, every time you open it, you can be like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Right there says it. I wrote it. But anyway, hi Missy, how are you? All right, so here is your intro page. This is, hey, here's what's in your planner. I'm also not a big fan of the planners that waste 48 pages telling you how you should fill out your planners. I mean, chances are, you know, planets aren't planets. Yes, planets. Planners aren't rocket surgery. So I think a quick reference of this is what's inside your planner is all that's really needed. There's a little intro and a thank you. Thank you for everyone who is going to be supporting the planner in advance, and I'll thank you 1,000 times over. So just shut up and let me thank you. And then we've got so this is just a thank you and how the planner came to be, like a little blurb. And then this is all the planner features, just kind of crammed in, just general features about the planner, like durable vegan leather cover, lay flat sewn binding, satin ribbon bookmarks, like all the things that make the planner good in case you just need reminders about how awesome this planner is. And then here is a list of the guest creators in the planner. So the spreads that have been contributed by the guest planners, we've got Ivan Ambrose from Tarot Pros, created you an amazing daily spread. We've got Shannon Gomez of Rebel Deck. Yes, that is right. There is a Rebel spread in this planner. It's amazing. You'll want to use it every day. And then we've got a spread by the one and only sweetest person on the face of the planet, Jillian C. Wild of the Naked Heart Tarot, created you an amazing spread. And then we have Ian Black of the Black Tarot, that that really not as well known, but really should be much better known, like that indie deck that I just love the crap out of. It's actually at work. I use it every day because it's such a good deck. He created you an amazing spread, and it's at the end of the planner because it's kind of a little it's a little prognosticaty. I love it. It's a little fortune tellery. It's a little, you know, like, what does the future hold? And at the end of it, I think it's a great place at the end of a planner, but really you can use it anytime you want. All of the spreads that are included with this, you can use daily if you wanted to. You can use them weekly. You can only use them once. You don't have to use them at all. It's your planner. You do what you want. So, and then this is what's inside. So this is just a quick reference to the types of pages that are included in the planner. And we're going to go over them right now. So I'm going to skip that. There are so many pages in this planner, you guys. So first, we have how to calculate your birth card. That's right. I made you a worksheet. There's so many, like, here's how you calculate it and like whatever, but there's no, like, nobody really spells it out for anyone. This is so easy. You just do some little maths. You can use a calculator if you want. You can do it in your brain. Or you don't even have to use it this way at all if you don't want to. You can just be like, Holly, that's bullshit. I don't even calculate my birth card that way. My birth card is just, it is this because I said so. But there is a big calculated page. And for the example, we used the birth date of the one and only Pamela Coleman Smith. Awesome sauce. So it shows you how to calculate it using her birthday. But here you fill in the little blanks with your own dates. And then when you come up with your number at the end there, you just find it on the chart. And then that is your birth card. And then here is a place to, ooh, I hit my knee on the desk. Here is a place to So I can only see this backwards. And when I looked at it, it looked like it said my birth crab. So, oh my God, that would be amazing. I need a birth crab, you guys. I need a birth crab. It would be the ghost crab. That crab has learned to live under extreme pressure and darkness, as have I. But anyway, so it's my birth crab. You can draw a little picture of your card if you want. You can put a sticker there. You can just write the name of the card. I don't care. You could just put a smiley face in there or stick figures. I don't care. You do what you want. And there's a place to put the name of the card, some keywords, and a bullet journal space for insights and reflections. You can write, you can draw, you can do whatever. You can put stickers, you can finger paint. Actually, you can finger paint in this. I made sure that the paper in this was thick enough to watercolor in. So you'd have to let it dry before you closed it. That's on you if you do that. But it shouldn't bleed. It'll probably wrinkle a little like paper that gets really wet does. But it also weighs enough so that way it'll flatten itself out after it's dry and you close it. Like eventually the weight of this book will make sure that that paper gets flat again. So you can paint on this paper. And you can use a whole bunch of different kinds of cards. Like you can use a whole bunch of different kinds of pens and stuff. So that way, you know, there's a whole bunch of, I think there's only like if you ham fist a Sharpie, like a thick tip Sharpie in here, it's gonna bleed, but that's really about it. I have run this through the pen and marker wringer. So you can do brush pens, you can do gel pens, you can do ballpoint pens, you can do fountain pens. Although if your fountain pen has a tendency to like scratch, you know how some nibs are like really scratchy and it actually tears the paper a little bit, like that might bleed a little bit. But like I said, I put it through the wringer. So very little that you can do to really hurt this planner. So this is the same thing, but for your year card. So you can do this for the year that you are keeping the planner. You can do it on your birthday. You can do it whenever you want. It's your planner. But it's the same thing. And here we use the, for the example, we use the birth date of Marie Lenormand, who is the creator of the Lenormand fortune telling system. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then you can pick out your card on the chart. And again, the same thing, your year card, and that's where you'd write the year, and then more bullet journaling space and keywords for the card and little arty or journaly space for you. You can do whatever you want there. And let's see, going on next, we've got super fun, the Wheel of the Year spread. I love this spread. I use this spread every year. I actually do two because I'm a glutton for punishment. So I do one at the beginning of the year, and then I'll do another one on my birthday because I'm just like, I need a fresh one. I'm also the kind of person that'll start a soda and then halfway through that soda will open a second soda because I need a fresh one. But yeah, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But this tells you a little bit about Wheel of the Year spreads and some suggestions for performing the spread. And this is the layout that I use. Look, you can fold the page back. Isn't that pretty awesome? So this is, I like to start my Wheel of the Year at the bottom because I like to picture the year as like, you start at the bottom, you go up, and then like a bell curve almost, because that's the way the energy flows, isn't it? So there's a little blurb in here about how maybe your energetic year doesn't start on January. Maybe it starts a different time of the year. Like you can totally adjust to this, just a little bit of white out, and you'll be able to put new month titles on there. I do suggest that you record any changes that you make so that way when you're referencing back to it later, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, I did that, because I forget that kind of stuff all the time. And then there's also seasons. So winter, spring, summer, fall. There's a card for that. And then one of my favorite things to do with that is to create a little 3-card spread for each month using the year card, which you can draw a new one for when you do the spread, or you can use the year card that you calculated previous. And then so you use your year card, your season card, and then the card of the month. And then you have like a nice little 3-card spread for that month. You don't have to do that either. You can just do what you want. But that is something that I think is fun. And then following this spread page, you have journal spaces for each of the cards. That's right. I did that for you guys. But also, what have we here? Just in case you've started this planner mid-year, I made it so that way you can write down the name of the month and you can start your Wheel of the Year spread whenever you want. And all you have to do is fill in the name of the month. It is a truly dateless planner. It didn't go on any dates at all. So there are 12 months here for you guys to fill in, each with a little, a space to do a little cardy artwork or put a sticker if you want. And then the title of the card, a couple of keywords for the card if you want, and then insights and reflections on each of the card for that month. What I suggest that you do, but you don't have to do, is like, you do your initial reading and you do a little filly out, but leave some space so that way as that month kind of like rolls along and you reflect back, you can be like, well, here's how my month actually fucking went. Like, that was great. I totally hit that one on the head. Or you can be like, wow, I didn't think it was going to be a tower month because August is traditionally great for me, but here's why it was awful. Or I got the world card for that month and it turns out that everything imploded. So you can be real and record, and then that way it helps to improve your reading too. Like maybe there's a way that the card applied to your month that you didn't initially think of. But there's plenty of space in there for you to do that, or you don't have to do that at all. You can do, like I said, it's your planner. You can do what you want. I keep quoting Bob Ross and I need to stop. Bob Ross is going to sue me for a pile of money. He's going to come out of his grave and he's going to be like, that's my saying. And I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, sir. All right. And now the pièce de résistance and the thing in the test group, because yes, I had a focus group. Okay. I took it for serious. We did this like real serious. And some focus groups, and I did some polls. And like there was people who tested it. I market tested it. But this is the thing that everybody liked the best about this planner. Tarot card tracker. That's right. So here is your tarot card tracker with little instructions up here because it's real easy. But each of the cards is listed. Hey, here's a little space for bonus cards for your favorite decks. You know, sometimes they include extra major arcana cards. So you can put your little bonus cards in there. Like if you keep using, like, let's say you super love the Star Child Tarot and you keep getting the Starseed card. I think it's Starseed or Star Child. I forget which one. You can write that down because if you keep using that deck a lot and you keep pulling that card a lot, you'd probably want to keep track of it. So there's a little space for those. You can fill it in on your own. And then one for each of the suits. So as you pull the card, you just fill it in. You can use colored pencil, you can use a pen, you just fill in the little boxes, and eventually this will create a nice little grid. I only included one of these pages in this planner because this is a beast, but I will be providing password encrypted printables for planner customers, and there will be more copies of this tracker. So you'll be able to print out and washi in, or you can fold them up and put them in your pocket at the end of the book. Look at that. I thought of that thing. So you'll be able to somehow keep track of card pulls. If you need to keep track of more than what's provided here, you'll be able to do that. Hi, Leslie. How are you? It is very exciting, and I'm super glad that we're finally able to like talk about it and do some revealing. I'm so excited. There'll be an official launch of the Kickstarter. I have to finish writing the campaign, which has been the hardest part of this whole process. So hard to write about this thing that I've created, which is, I should just hire someone Because here's the thing, I am the worst salesperson in the world because I'm just like, this thing is so good, just buy it. Like, that's my whole sales pitch for everything. Like, people come into my store and they're just like, what's good for my dog? And I'm like, this thing's amazing. You should buy it. And you know what? It works more than you'd think, but for Kickstarter, that's not good enough. So I'm probably going to have to hire somebody to help me like proofread my campaign because it's really just the whole thing. Like, it starts out okay and then it turns into a diatribe about like, why aren't you buying this? This thing is great. But of course I think it's great because I made it. But like, oh my God. So yes, it's been a journey. But anyway, here's the part of the planner that you're going to use the most, right? So we're heading into our monthly and weekly pages because this is important stuff, you guys. So here is your monthly spread. So it's a calendar. This planner is a Monday start, you guys, just so you guys know. One of the stretch goals will be a Sunday start planner. That is probably the first stretch goal. I had my sister design some really fun enamel pins that I was thinking about doing. I might kickstart those separately because they're really awesome. But I think I want to go with some, or you know what, maybe if we sell, maybe if I hit like a $50,000 goal, like a stretch goal, I'll be like, oh, everybody will get a free rando pin from one of these 4 suits. If you check out the Instagram, you'll be able to see like kind of little close-ups for them. And I'm going to try and wheedle her into doing a tarot deck at some point. But between her and I and our love of really crazy, insane animals, we'll create an animal deck for you because we need more animal decks. Like, we need more holes in the head. But we do. So we need at least one more animal deck, and it needs to be my sister's art because her artwork is fantastic. She's an amazing artist. So anyway, this is your monthly page. So it says, hey, month of, and then it's blank because that's what you write in the month that you're working on. And then here is a space. This is called tarot decks. I left this a little bit ambiguous on purpose because this is a good space for, hey, I'm going to be working with these decks this month. And this is a place where I can remind myself, I know I keep reaching for that other one, but I promised myself that I would work with Austera Tarot this month, and that's the one I want to work on. So this is a little place you can remind yourself for that. You can use this for decks that are being released this month that maybe you want to buy. You can write down tarot decks that you've been meaning to sell. You can, hi Celtic Morning Star, how are you? And then Missy's Enchanted, how are you? Oh my goodness. I am missing names in here, aren't I? I am so sorry, you guys. I'm so tired. And then here's a little space for notes. Because let's face it, our lives are not all, they don't all revolve around tarot. Sometimes you've got like, hey, you got to pay this bill. Or, hey, you got a doctor's appointment. Or, hey, you need to like do some stuff or make some appointments. So this is a space so you can do reminders, grocery lists, like project to-dos, whatever you want to put in this space. This is your space. You do what you want with it. It's not my space. Tom's not here to be your friend. But you can, oh my God, I miss my space so much. But yes, you can do whatever you want here. It's just like a little rando note space. And then we have some goal setting. So I do love goal setting as a person, as a business person, and as a general person who needs a little reminder to get shit done sometimes. I do love goal setting. I, however, do not like the super pressureful, like make 48 goals right now, goal setting of a lot of planners, because that's a lot. And ultimately, I feel like that's a way to set yourself up for failure. So, hey, look, we have 2 goals. That's it. This is a good amount of goals for 1 month. This is an amazing amount of goals. You can set more goals if you want. I will include a goal setting printable. You can do that. But if you're a regular person with a regular life and you've got shit to do, you have time for 2 goals. This is enough goals for everyone per month. This is a lot of goals. So you can write down your goal. We've got one for your personal goal, and then we've got a professional goal. I was going to put career goal or work goal, but you know, that's not always That's not always like a thing. So a professional goal, if you want one, you can also white that out and write in just a different kind of goal. I don't care. But again, I am tired drunk, you guys. I'm not even like, I feel like, yeah, we've reached that part of the night. So anyway, and then here's some action steps in this little box. This is where you would break down. So one thing that I love about goal setting is you pick out something kind of lofty. Like if I was going to fill this out this month, not necessarily personal goal, but I would put this under professional. I would do like launch your Kickstarter, right? And then, okay, that's great. That's an awesome goal, but how am I going to get that done? What are the steps that I need to take? So I need to finish writing the story. I have to finish creating the rewards. I have to take product photos. I have to calculate budget. I have to and there's a few other things, and Instagram marketing, all that good stuff, and then pick a launch date. So those would be my action steps. Probably not the exact ones. I would have to sit down and formulate them a little bit better, but you write down your action steps and then you can check them off as you get them done. You can put little dates here too if you want to have them like that's when I need to achieve them by. But you don't have to do that. You can, it's very loosey-goosey. The main thing is that you're setting a goal for yourself and you're telling yourself how to get there. So, because it is a tarot planner too, we've included a little mini tarot spread for goal setting. It's so tooty. Like it's the tiniest spread in this whole book. Like it's the tiniest spread in this whole book. It's so wee. I love it so much. It's so adorable. There's little things to record your cards here if you want. And then like tiny little journaling space. You can expand on the journaling on the next 2 pages I'll show you. But the questions are, what will help me achieve the goal? Are there any obstacles in my way? And how do I stay motivated? Because those three questions are some of the questions that I'll ask myself the most when I am doing tarot for goal keeping. So I thought they would be, there are a few others that you can ask. You can white out in there and write your own question if you want, but consistent questions I find help you keep your goals consistently. And then you can also kind of see if there's any patterns that come up or whatnot. It's up to you. Again, it's your planner. You don't have to use it the way that it's laid out 100%. The thing that I like about it is it's highly customizable, because not everybody's plan, the way that everybody plans isn't 100% consistent. So the other thing I wanted to show you real quick before we turn the page is the date. You'll notice there's a little square and a little circle. So in the little square, that's where you can write the number date. So you can write down, oh, it's Thursday the 2nd. And then that little circle is actually there. You can use it for whatever you want. It's intended to help you keep track of the moon phases. So you can pre-fill them in. You can fill them in as your month goes on. You can record your full moons and your new moons and your quarterly moons. You can do your waxing wanings in there if you want. You can record. You don't have to record anything. You can use it as a mood tracker if you wanted to. You could write your hey, smiley face today. Or you can write, boo, angry face today. You can fill it in with a color. You can use it for a number of different things. I put it in there because I like to keep track of moon phases, but really I left it very open-ended so you can record whatever you want on that. Just a little private indicator. One of my friends thought it would be really fun to track her cycle on like her lady time cycle. So you can use it for that if you wanted, and then have it just be really low key. So that way somebody's not you don't open up your planner and be like, she fertile today. That would be that I hate to I know that stuff should be a little more open, but that's embarrassing. So you can kind of keep track of it a little more low key that day. That way if you wanted to, or like I said, you can use it to keep track of the moons or spell work or whatever it is you wanted to keep track of. It's just an extra little tracker there. So because I promised you that this book was also going to combine, bullet journaling, as well as weekly and monthly and tarot stuff. You're like, bitch, where are my Bujo pages? Right here. So each, hi Brenda, how are you? So I know it's really hard to see the bullets, but here they are. They're very teeny tiny. I forget the exact millimeter spacing apart they are, but you can, they're very faint, so that way they're not all up in your face. Like I said, so you hold it back this far away, or if you wanted to take a picture and put it through like just a faint, like a, not even an aggressive Instagram filter, you can filter the bullets right out and be like, my artwork, I'm just so steady-handed at making straight lines. There's no bullets here, look away. You can do that if you wanted. But this is your bullet journaling area. So you can use it for more journaling. You can use it for spreads. You can just do whatever you want here. Just, you know, whatever you would use a bullet journal for, you can do it right in here. So yay. And then here is your weekly page. This is the page that we're all going to be using the most, right? So the thing that I had discovered I bought a lot of, actually, I hope my husband's not watching, because I bought a lot of planners. Like I bought a lot of tarot planners to be like, oh, let's see if this tarot planner will work for me, because I like a weekly planning. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing something that had been done before. But this planner combines your esoteric, whatever it is that you need to do as far as tarot is concerned, or just, and like, you know, you can keep track of whatever you need to in here. But it combines a little bit of your tarot and your everyday life. And that is one thing that I found a lot of tarot planners were sorely lacking, an appointment styled planner. Because there are some planners, they'll do like the little chunkamunkas for each day, and they're like, yay, planning that. And I'm just like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? Like, it's not great. So I went ahead and I said, nope, this is stupid. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this the right way. So we have an appointment style weekly page. There's not a lot of tarot on this page. There's a little space where you can combine it. Oh, bye, Missy. It was good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I know I'm sorry that my chat's not too rocking tonight. And I'm sorry that I've just been talking about the planner a lot. But I really love it. And I hope that you guys love it too. And have a good night, Missy. And everybody say good night to Missy. But anyway. All right, so this is your weekly page. This is where a bulk of your activity is probably going to be happening. The appointments, again, Monday start. And then we've got circle and square. Square for date, circle for moon phase, or whatever else it was that you wanted to track. You can track things there. You've got a space for personal notes. Work notes if you need. This is a place I did decide to put work, just because that's, so some people put professional here, and professional, if we're quite honest, didn't fit in this little space. Didn't fit well. So I decided to go with work. It's a smaller word. It fits a little bit better there. You can header over with something different if you wanted to. You can washi tape over that. And then we've got a little bullet journaling area down here, notes and reflections. And we've got a self-care tracker. This is, I titled it self-care because it'll remind you to take care of yourself, but you can also use it as just a regular habit tracker. So right here, we have a spot to put the reward. If you take care of yourself and you form good habits, you can buy yourself a treat. Or you can be like, if I eat healthy, my reward is no heart attacks this week. So you can put whatever kind of reward you want to put there. I'm going to put treats about myself. Treat yourself. And then here is the habit or self-care routine or activity that you write down here. And then there's little dates where you can check off, you can track whether or not you've done it. So you can fill it in for a yay, you can write an X for a no, you can leave a blank for a no, you can put smiley faces, half faces, I don't know, whatever you want to, however it is that you keep track. You can keep track of that stuff right here. I included this because a lot of the planners, I find myself creating myself trackers for this kind of stuff. So I thought it would be handy. It's a few different planner companies, like they're most printable. On the planner groups that I hang out in, they're the most, it's the most requested, like, who has a habit tracker? Like, you know what? This does. It's just, it baffles me why it's just not included in every planner, because people want it. They want it. So there it is. You're welcome. And then we have a spot for a weekly affirmation. I like affirmations. I don't like having to think them up every day. Once a week is good. Like, so besides, an affirmation gains more power the more you say it, right? So you can say an affirmation during the day and like, that's great. Or you can say an affirmation all week long and really drill that message home. So you can write your weekly affirmation there. And then here's a little spot for attitude of gratitude. Some of the planners that I have are gratitude journals more than they are planners, which is fine. I find that there's a lot of space being like, what are you thankful for? And it's like, this week, not a lot. I'm having really trouble. Like, it's been a really terrible week. Like, there's been vet bills. My car broke down. Like, I guess I'm alive. Thanks. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for that. Like, so it's not a really big space. You can do more with it if you want. But attitude of gratitude, you can just write down a few things that you're thankful for here. You don't have to fill it all out in one go. If you don't have a lot that week, that's fine. I feel that feel. If you've got more, hey, guess what? There's borders. You can write in the borders. That'll be super fun. And then there'll be, I'm going to try and develop a like a gratitude journal printable, so that way you can print that out and include that if you want. And then the actual appointment times. So I don't know about you guys, but a lot of planners, for some reason, start, just say work includes more stuff that you don't want to. It includes the stuff you don't want to do. I like that, fool on a journey. That's pretty good. I'm gonna steal that, because if it wasn't called work, it would be called fun. It's chunky, Brenda, but it replaces 3 books in your bag. So it replaces your tarot journal. It can replace your tarot, like your daily draw tarot journal, and it will replace your regular planner, and it can replace your bullet journal, because it's 3 books in one. So that way you're not carrying around 3 ginormous books, and you're just carrying around like one kind of big one. So that's pretty fun. And I'm going to design a smaller 6-month version that's not so chunky for people who are just like, I want one that's lightweight. So it'll be smaller in size and smaller in thickness. That is one of the other stretch goals we'll be working towards. But anyway, your appointment slots. So the day, can you see it? The day has a little bar at the top. It's blank. You can use that day to write in like, hey, today's a holiday. It's super awesome, fun time. You can write down like your Sabbats. You can write down your ridiculous like made up holidays. Like, it's National Donut Day. You can write that down if you want. The other thing that you can do is write down like a power word, or like a quick little affirmation up there if you wanted to. If you wanted to do your daily affirmation, you can write down, you can carry over your daily card up there and write down like a keyword, or draw like a little doodle. It's just a little thing to like write down like the focus of your day, or something to help you focus on for the day, or just like a decoration. It's your planner. You can put what you want there, but I wanted to provide you a space to put what you wanted there. And then the appointments are in half-hour increments. Yes, Brenda. I was like, well, if you're going to do appointments, like some people need half-hour appointments. So it's in half-hour increments. The earliest one is 7 a.m. because those planners that suggest that I should be up filling in my day at 5 a.m. can go straight to hell. Like, I'm not awake at 5 a.m. why is that slot a thing? Like, why is that? Why is it there? I'm just gonna, it's pointless. It's pointless. Like, coffee doesn't happen until 7. Like, why is it there? There's nobody on the planet open at 7 a.m. You know who's open at 7 a.m.? Dunkin' Donuts. Like, so that's all, like, that's all that anybody ever needs to put in their planner for 7 a.m. with the odd, like, airplane ride. But chances are you're super grumpy about having to get up at 3 a.m. to catch a 5 a.m. plane, that you're not going to want to write that in your planner anyway. So there's that. Like, it's really, really silly, ranty reasoning. But there's a lot of planners out there that start that early, and not all of us are up that early in the morning, or if we are, there's nothing that we're recording in our planners that's really like, if you're using your planners for appointments, most professional offices, again, they're not open until like 8 in the morning. My doctor's office every once in a while is open at 7. That's the only reason I was like, maybe I should start this at 7, because sometimes I have 7 a.m. doctor appointment. So it starts at 7, half-hour increments though, all the way to 11:30 at night for the night owls. And then if you don't want to, if you're like, let's say you have old lady bedtime, like I do some night, well, tonight I've totally missed my old lady bedtime. I'm supposed to be asleep by now. But if you have old lady bedtime and you like go to bed at 8 o'clock, then you can convert all that extra bottom space into trackers or journaling. Like, at least you have that extra amount of space for stuff. Or you can, like, let's say you're like, oh, it's movie night, we're totally gonna be out till midnight. Like, you can record movie night, you can do whatever it is that you need to do there. But I thought it would be interesting to see what a planner looked like that moved that rando chunk of time from the top of the more like to the bottom of the page and shifted it. It's, I mean, and like, we're a tarot community, you guys, we're all night owls. That is what it is. All right, so that is your weekly page. Oh, and then here's a place where you write the, like, the week of. This is your week of, just for quick reference. And then the other page that you'll be seeing the most in this planner is your daily draw journal. This is your daily draw tarot space. So this is where you take, you know, everybody, like, we pull a card. Yes, it's a full Saturday and a full Sunday. These are full. So the planner doesn't have half weekends. It's got full days for the weekends. So you can, like, you don't have to sacrifice days. And then the other reason I designed it this way too is if we don't reach the goal for a Sunday start planner, you can, you know, create your own headers for the top. You can cross it out and write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then that way you're not like, you're not like messing up your whole planner vibe by being like, well, now Monday is a half a day, like, or, you know, or whatever the shift would create to give you a half days on the weekends. Like, that wouldn't, we're not a big fan of that. So you can do that if you want, but I like a full day. Like, I work on the weekends, you guys. I have, like, some of my vet appointments are on weekends. Like game nights, all that stuff. Like, I like to be able to see the schedule. So that's the other reason this planner was kind of a little bit selfishly created. I was like, what would be the perfect planner for me? Would other people use that feature? All right. If they wouldn't, then I omitted it. But some of the stuff I really liked, it kept, like full Saturdays and Sundays. All right. And then this is your daily draw space. Back to the daily draw. This is where you pull your card of the day. So the headers are, again, Monday start. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then your week in review for your tarot draws. So you've got, again, your little circle square for tracking date and moon or whatever it is that you wanted to track. And then you've got a little spot to do your card art or put your card tarot stickers, because there are people that make them. I'm going to try and partner with somebody to make stickers for the book. But if not, there are people, they do make like tarot card stickers for planners. And then you can write the name of your card, the question that you asked, because this is, or the type of reading that you're doing for the pull. So question, but you can also be like, oh, this is just a reflective reading or a general pull or whatnot, or you can have a focused question here. So that way you can remember why that card was pulled, and then keywords for the card. And then the thing that I had trouble with on these pages was making sure that you guys had enough room to do your tarot, to do your journaling, but to not keep you boxed in. So I decided to go with a very open flow for the journaling area. This has the bullets. This is bullet journal as well. I don't know if you guys can see, but there are your little bullets. But if you had more to write about on Monday than you did on Tuesday, like it can all flow in together. You can do artwork. You can do whatever you need to do in this space. It doesn't all have to be for the whatnot, but it's still a little bit structured. So that way, if you wanted to keep it boxed in, you could. But for those that need a little more of a free form, this gives you guys just that little bit of extra space if you need it. And then the page isn't eaten up by like the actual physical box borders and whatnot. It just, like I said, it just gives you more room. You can draw them in if you want. The bullets will help you guide to do the drawing that stuff in. But otherwise, there we go. This is your daily draw card space. And then the week in review, the week in review was originally, and I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, but it was originally 6 questions because I'm insane. I am insane. And that was too many questions. And some of them were a little bit redundant. So I whittled them down to 3. So you've got your major themes for the week that you noticed in your card pulls. And then you've got the which card or deck resonated with you the most and why. Because sometimes, you know, some card decks and some particular cards or some particular deck or whatnot, like it makes more sense to you that week. And then also a spot to record your best intuitive moment. That is deliberately left open-ended. It can relate to your tarot if you wanted to. It can relate to something completely different. But either way, the whole point of tarot and the whole point of, I guess, all of this, right, is to tune in a little more to our inner voices and our intuitions and just get better at that. Get better at listening to our gut. So writing down our little wins for best intuitive moment, I think, is pretty awesome. So there you go. There's a place to do it. And then down here is another little space for that kind of stuff. This is your synchronicity and signs. You can write down all the little things that you notice, like, hey, I saw like a ton of license plates that were 1111 this week. Or, oh my God, I said this thing and then it happened. Or I made a joke about this and then it turns out that that joke shouldn't have been a joke because that was really like, it was a thing that happened and it was a little embarrassing, but like also that was kind of cool. So synchronicity and signs. And then bye, Leslie. Yes, you'll have to watch the rest back. And it was good to see you on here. And I'm sorry that this is just basically a big piece of product placement, but it is what it is. And it had to be done. And I'll eventually create a more less rambly one. But this is a good in-depth look for people who wanted to take a peek at the planner, I guess. And then this space right here is super fun because it pertains to what we're doing right now. This is a space for tarot community notes. And I know if Zach is still watching, the word community is a bone of contention with some in the tarot sphere. But where tarot sphere is actually a forum that I run and it's a thing, like I didn't want to put tarot sphere notes here because that might make it seem like it was, oh my God, he is still here and he rolls his eyes so good. I didn't want to put tarot sphere notes here because then it would be like, oh, you have to use my forum with this planner. And like, that's really kind of like, but I feel like in a lot of ways, the word community is vague enough where I can put it here. Besides your tarot community, like your little, like your little sphere, your little corner of the tarot community, like that's your tarot community, like the people whose videos you want to watch, and the thing that you want to attend. Like, let's say you want to attend one of the big tarot conventions, you can put notes here, or you can just doodle about like the goings on like a Facebook page that you follow or whatnot. So that's just your spot to put down like little community notes, like like, oh my God, remind myself I want to watch that video, or oh my God, I want to film a video, or oh my God, I want to do like a reading on a forum that I'm on. I felt like I needed to leave it vague enough where it could fit into whatever you wanted to do, or like, oh, I have a tarot meetup that I want to attend or look into more, or like that kind of thing. I just needed it to not be as specific as that. So that is the basic meat of the planner, your monthly pages and your weekly pages. And then I know the book is dateless, but it is collated. So one of the things that one of my favorite planners that I have had a chance to use has been Night Fool, it was good to see you. Tarot Planning Your Best Life. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know why that's cracking me up. Oh my God, Brenda, we made so many jokes about being dateless. Don't you worry, we're all dateless. It's fine. We are dateless turbo nerds, to quote The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That's right. I just dated myself, making a quote for this dateless planner. So the planner, although it is dateless, it is collated, because there's nothing that I hate more than a planner that takes to, like, it's one of my favorite planners actually does it, and I'm just like, why? You could have just easily made it not this way. But like, they'll have a chunk of monthly pages, and then a chunk of weekly pages, and then a chunk of whatever pages, and they're not collated. You have to flip back and forth between the two. Like, the sections make no sense. There's no sections. So these are collated. So you have one monthly page. Where's my monthly page? Oh no, where did you go? Here it is. You've got one monthly section with your month and your bullet journal page. And then you have 5 weeks following that month page. And that happens throughout the entire planner. So, so there's a total of 60 weeks in this planner. Instead of the 52 weeks per year, there's actually 60. I don't know why I decided to go with that mold, because 12 times 5 is 62. So there are enough sections in this planner to, like, there's enough room in this to accommodate being collated, but also being dateless, because I hate when having to flip through back and forth. So that is good that way. And then the last but not least would be the spreads by the guest creators. So first, we've got Tarot Prose's spread. Mr. Ivan Ambrose, one of my favoriteest people on the whole entire planet, has a daily download spread for you. So here's some spots to record your card pulls. And then, so just so you guys know, these are all guest created. I didn't have a hand in creating these. I just said, come up with some spreads that you think would be fun to put in this planner. It would be amazing. And thank you. And, just let's do this. So this is all guest created. So in this one, there happens to be a spot to record cards and then to record some journaling, because Ivan is all about that journaling. He's so good. But after each of the guest spreads, I have included more bullet journal pages. So that way you can think on it. You can use this spot to, like, do your own quarterly, whatever it is that you want to do. So this one is Ivan's. Actually, I haven't heard from him in a little bit. I have to check on him, make sure he's okay. Actually, Mr. Tarot Prose. And I have to harangue him back into recording his, like, getting his website up and running. Because Ivan, if you're watching this. And then this is the Rebel deck spread. I'm so excited about this one. This one's super fun and colorful. It's the asshole spread. So if you don't like strong language, this spread is not for you. And you don't like poking fun of yourself, but this spread was created by Shannon of Rebel Deck. So you get a little bit of her flavor in here. I really love this spread. This is one where it's more like a spread map. There's not a lot of journaling on this page, but again, after each spread, I have included bullet journaling for you guys. So if you wanted to record the results of this spread or doodle on this or whatever it is that you want to do, here's some space for you to do it. So that is Miss Shannon's spread. I've been using that spread more than I probably should since she has provided it. And I need to do it again because I was just haranguing the heck out of someone online, which I know sounds terrible, but they kind of deserved it. But I probably shouldn't have been that big of a dick about it. But it happened. So I'm going to be like, why did I feel the need to be that big of an asshole? And they'll tell you why. That spread is it's fantastic. And you can use it with her deck. You don't have to use her deck with it, but you can. Highly recommend you do because that deck is amazing. And then we've got the I Made a Mistake, Oops, I'm Human spread by Miss Jillian Wild. Oh my God. Amethyst. Oh my God. Oh my, you took it there. You took it there. You can never untake it. Oh no. Like, oh my God. I'm not even going to comment on it. You guys can read that if you want to see what just happened there. But anyway, this is the I Am Human, Oops, I Made a Mistake spread by Jillian C. Wild of the Naked Heart Tarot. Again, she made an amazing spread. It works really well with her amazing deck. It's just got a beautiful aesthetic there. She opted to do the one page, and then I provided a bullet journaling page for you right here to finish out like the 2-page foldy uppies. That way you can, I feel like this is a really good reflecty spread, and then you have some a place to journal about it right here. And then of course, because as if that wasn't enough bullet journaling, here's some more bullet journals after that page, so that way you can bullet journal some more. You can keep doing spread, or you can do your quarterly review or whatever it is that you choose to do in the book quarterly. You can do it there. And then the last but not least spread is, here we are. So this is the forecasting, that's the word that I was looking for earlier. This is the Forecasting a Situation spread by Ian Black of the Black Tarot. Again, I wish I had his deck with me so I could show you it, because the deck, he really needs, that deck is so good. And if you don't have it, so it's Rider-Waite. It's a Rider-Waite deck, but the symbolism is so different, but really familiar at the same time. It's a very unique deck, and I highly suggest getting it if you were looking for something that's like, if you're kind of on Rider-Waite overload, but you don't want to read with something that is unfamiliar. Like, it's a great little deck. But anyway, he created an awesome spread for the planner. This is the Forecasting a Situation. And here are the instructions right here. There is a little bit of space to journal, but again, I have provided you with bullet journaling for after. And then actually I did 5 more 2-page bullet journal spreads. So there is a whole bullet journaling section at the end of this planner. But you can use this to be like, okay, like here's how this situation is going to go down. And you can stop here. See where this dotted line is? You can just do this little part of the spread, or you can continue on and do, like, you can really expand it out if you wanted to. So the spread it's modular almost, which is pretty cool. And definitely reflects how I believe Ian's an architect, so it kind of reflects that kind of thinking. So those are the guest spreads. Trying to think of what else. They will only be, so here's the thing, those guest spreads are only going to be available in the first edition of Tarot Planners, of Tarot Planner. Thank you, Zach. That is the best compliment I have gotten for the planner. So this is just the one that was collated correctly. The borders on this one are the right size. I don't know if you missed earlier, but these borders are way better. You actually get more room in this. The images are really bigger. So Brenda, the release. So those are the things. Like I said, you've got a ton more bullet journaling in the back of this one, and then the folder and this pocket are just blank, so you can scribble and customize and all that good stuff. So as far as release, as soon as I finish writing the Kickstarter campaign. So I believe Kickstarter Tuesday is a thing. So most Kickstarter campaigns see the most success if they release on a Tuesday as opposed to a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Like weekends are really not recommended to release, and Monday isn't either, because that's the first day everybody's back to work. But by Tuesday, everybody's falling back into their routine, and they can sneak on a Kickstarter and they kind of know what their budget's going to look like. So it's a decent time to launch a campaign. So not this coming Tuesday, but I'm hoping the Tuesday after, which it's really going to depend on how fast I can get decent looking product photos and film a video, because I have to film a video. Don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it somehow. I don't want to do it in this room because, as you can see, this room is full of bullshit. So I'm going to have to film a video about the planner, which I'll probably do at work. And I have to finish writing the thing. So hopefully, if not the Tuesday after next, the Tuesday after that. So the latest the Kickstarter will launch is, I'm pulling up a calendar. So the latest the Kickstarter will launch will be by May 17th. That's actually Zoe's birthday. You know what? No, that's a Friday. So I lied. May 21st. So May 21st will be the latest date that it launches. And it's only going to be a 30-day campaign. So that puts, the campaign will be over by June 20th or 21st at the latest. And then it'll take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks for the planners to be printed and then shipped. And that's according to the printer, but let's go ahead and add another month just in case. So September, I want to say, will be the latest that the planners will be printed, shipped here, and then processed and sent out. So I'm hoping for a September delivery. That's if absolutely nothing goes wrong. But it's Kickstarter. I've tried to iron out all the bugs before I launched. So this is basically a pre-order campaign. As you guys can see, the samples are in, the planner's designed, pretty much all of it has been okayed, with a few little things that I want to tweak. But it's not like, oh, I've designed half of it. Like it's a thing. It exists. I just don't know how many I need to order. So that's the whole reason we're taking it to Kickstarter. So that being said, hopefully I can have them shipping out to everyone by September, which, ideally it would be August. We'll see how fast we can get the Kickstarter rolling, and we'll see how fast it takes them to print. The Black Tarot. So Ian's website is, I actually have it. So here's the other thing that I've, in case you missed it, here is the special guest quarterly spreads. It lists the authors and creators of the spreads and also their contact information. So Ian's is the Black Tarot. So www.blacktarotcards.com is his website. Let me go ahead and, you know what? Here we go. Oh my God, it's making me sign into chat. Oh no! No! Hold on. Did it just do this to me? Hang on. Okay, I think we're okay. Right, here we go. So here, I'm gonna just. Here we go. All right, so www.blacktarotcards.com. There's his website. Oh God, I don't know why that was so scary. But yes, I didn't want to. Brenda, you are not reading tarot right now? Why? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're welcome, Tiger's Abyss. / I'm sorry for the money you're about to spend. So, sir, your poor wallet. It's actually, you know what? It's not bad, but I am not exactly not. I'm not a D enabler. I am definitely a tarot enabler. So apologies in advance for that. But it's a good deck. You'll enjoy it. All right. So yes, everything has been designed in advance. We're on Top Chat again. Son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. Now we're not on Top Chat anymore. Okay. You haven't read in a while? That's, well, you know what? It's okay. Actually, Ethany just released a great piece. I don't know if you get her newsletter, but Ethany just released a great piece on whether or not it's okay to take a break from your tarot reading practice. And spoiler alert, it is. Like, it's 100% okay if you need to take a break or if you need to step away from it. I actually did the same thing, like mid-summer last summer. I was just like, I just can't. Like, I can't right now. It all means nothing and everything. Like, I had. So, yeah. Is there any particular reason you're not reading? I'm sad to hear it, but I get it. Because I don't know, just love a tarot. We all love it. But anyway, yes. So this is a good way if you're looking to get back into tarot. This is a good way to develop a habit. And it keeps your habits together too, which is the other thing. One of the reasons I had tarot burnout last summer was because I just had habit burnout last summer. I was trying to keep a journal. I was trying to keep a daily draw journal for tarot. I was trying to keep a planner going, and I was trying to keep a dream journal going. And I was trying to I had like 5 journals, you guys, last summer. I had 5 journals / planners. And I went, this is bullshit. So it keeps it all together in one space. So you don't, it's easier to, it's so much easier to be like, hey, I'm planning. I've got all my markers and stickers out. Let me whip out my cards and do my daily card draw too. And like, here it is. It's all in there. You don't even have to get as fancy as that if you don't want to. But, you know, like if you have your planner out, it's so much more holistic and it ties everything in, and it just kind of, it's a more complete practice, if that makes any sense. Like if you're planning your day, there's no reason you shouldn't do your daily draw and reflect on that a little bit. Or if you're doing your goal setting, there's no reason you shouldn't pull out your tarot cards to read a little bit about your tarot, like to do a little reading about your goal setting and make you think about, like, you know, it makes you think out of the box about your goals. It's just such a better way to keep it together. Like it's just easier. September is a good, yeah, that is when people start buying tarot. That's when people start buying planners for the next year. I really wanted it out for August, for people who like to keep an academic calendar. I was really hoping to be able to get it out that fast, and I don't feel like I can ethically promise that the planner will be out that soon. The good news is, well, so the bad news is I don't think I will ever do an academic dated planner. Mostly because, like, I see the need for them, but where tarot planner is so niche, I don't think that, I just really don't, like, that's just like one more thing. Like if you chop up your product line so much, eventually you don't sell enough of each individual thing. And that's not a thing I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to create the death of the planner before it even gets started. So an academic dated planner, I don't think will ever be a thing that Tarot Planner does. I don't want to say never ever, like, you know, never say never, but for the foreseeable future, academic dates like September of whatever to August of whatever, like that's not going to ever be a dated planner that Tarot Planner does. Tarot Planner will eventually do dated planners. I was hoping to have this out by like third, fourth quarter of this year for the undated, for the Kickstarter. And I was hoping to release a dated planner for 2020. But I think what I'm going to do is focus on the accoutrement, because there are a couple of other little companion books or stylized journals that I want to do. Not necessarily planner. I think that this encompasses everything that I want people to have to carry in their bags or use for planning purposes. But there is a create your own little white book journal that I want to do. And there is a professional tarot reading journal that I want to do, where you keep track of client readings. I'm halfway through designing one of those. I also want to shrink down the size of the planner and do a 6-month version for those that don't want to carry such a big book in their bags. Like, so, you know, I know like people like the classic size planners, like the smallies. So I want to create something like that that's easier to use. But this is the most comprehensive planner. So yeah, I think 2021 will be the first year that we see a dated planner. So this year in 2020 will be on refining the product line for the undated, and then 2021 will be the first year that we see dated product. But undated will always be a thing, mostly because you've got people like me who halfway through the year give up their planning, and then they want to pick it up again, and then they've got half a book they haven't used, and they're just kind of like, well, that's a giant fucking waste. So it will still have, yes, the smaller planner will still have half hour. So it'll probably, there'll probably be some space tweaking and some page omitting. It'll still be a little thicker because the way that I think I'm going to have the daily journaling, the daily card pulls will be it'll be 4 pages instead of just the 2. You know, the 2-page spread, it'll be 2 2-page spreads for the daily draws. But yes, it will still have the half-hour increments and full Saturdays and Sundays. That will never be that's always going to be a thing, just because I don't like when it's not. So anywho, I feel like this has rambled on long enough. I'm tired. So we are going to go to bed. Unless anybody has any questions, we'll open the floor to questions. But otherwise, I'm going to bed. So let's go ahead and let's do a card pull before we go to bed, because we should just always end it on a card pull. What deck? What deck? I don't know. I'm having kind of a spacey moment. Let's do, oh my God, you should have seen them earlier today. I've sweated most of them off, Brenda, but thank you. Let's go ahead and do a card pull for the end of the day. Son of a bitch, why can't I find a good deck to use for this? I know what deck we should use. Where did it go? Oh no, I had a really good deck. I wanted to use it, and I don't know where it is right now. Off the top of my whatever. It's beautiful too. Shit. I have too many decks, you guys. Wow, that's really upsetting. Hold on. Is it over here? It is not. All right, well, we'll use this one because I haven't used this one in a while. We use the Catland Oracle, but I wanted to use the Something Something of Love Oracle, and it's a really pretty deck, and I really, really liked it every time I use it, and I don't use it as often as I should. And I was hoping, but I can't put my fingers on it right away, so I'm gonna stop futilely looking for it. It's around somewhere. I'll just have to dig it up. I've got shelves up here, just so you guys know, and I've got shelves all under here, and that is why it looks like I'm just kind of spacing around, but is it The Mysteries of Love? That's what it's called, I think, The Mysteries of Love, but why would it be somewhere where I can just grab it right away? Why would it do that? All right. All right, well, I guess that's one I'm going to be looking for. Son of a bitch. All right, so we'll do Catland Oracle, or you know what? Maybe we'll do... No, yeah, we'll do that one. I like Catland. All right. Rebel deck is at work, Amethyst. Otherwise, I would agree with you to do Rebel deck. I would say that you can never have too many decks, but right now I'm thinking I'm having a too many decks moment. Because where the hell is the deck that I want to use? I can't like put my hands on it. And if you can't do that, that's kind of an issue. So I don't think it's a too many decks thing as it is a I need to organize the ones that I have. So we'll do a pull for Catland. Yes. Are you excited for it finally, Zach? I'm excited that you're excited. So yeah, I would love to hear from people that do plan or use planners. I would love to hear from people that don't plan but are like, we're kind of thinking about it, or people that keep tarot journals. You guys let me know whatever works for you. I would love to hear from you about it. But anyway, here's our card for the evening. And it says, fix you. Of course it says, fix you. So fix you. So it's got a cat who's got one eye sewn shut, presumably from losing it. He just kind of looks tired and beat up and like he could use a minute. I just want to see what the little book says about it. Fix you. Take care of you too. A black cat sits, his ears are torn and mended, his eye is stitched shut. He's been through the wars, and each battle is written on his body, but he has endured. Keywords are self-care, recharge, and relaxation. So this is probably saying that we should go to bed because we're up late. We're all up past our old lady bedtimes. Even if you're not a lady, even if you're not old, you should adhere to old lady bedtime. But anyway, this is a fun little card for us for tonight. So let's all enjoy a good night's rest. Regroup tomorrow. I have to email and write to them and be like, what the hell? Why are these pages out of order? And then I have to write and fix the Kickstarter campaign. So I will see you guys later. And be prepared to see like 40 more videos about this planner because hashtag shameless self-promotion. So yay. And then I have to design a website too. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, good night, everyone. Have a good evening. It was good hanging out, and thank you for hanging in with me for as long as you did. Bye.